Hey, 7th and 8th grade, this week we are going to actually start to create our rough drafts that we drew out last week. So you should have chosen some sort of container or um, object that you were going to kind of like upcycle in a way. And you should have drawn out a little rough draft like this. Some of you guys attached them into the Google Class assignment, so thank you. So I was able to see kind of what your game plan was. And so we're going to slowly kind of work at this. It should take maybe like 4 weeks to do. Um, Again, I purposely kind of break things down into little steps for you guys because I get that you have a lot of other work. So today, like in my portion, I'm looking at my rough draft first, and I'm going to be making these kind of bigger cactuses. And I'm not going to have my actual like real life sculpture be kind of the same as what this is. This is kind of just a rough draft to like get my ideas out there. But I'm going to be making two of these bigger cactuses, and I'm going to put them kind of on either side of my um, terracotta pot, okay? And so I'm just going to kind of go quickly through what I did. Obviously, yours is going to be different. So um, I needed to make kind of a darker green color, so I was just mixing some of the green clay that I had, a little bit of yellow, and then I think I incorporate some of this like brown. Again, I don't think you guys have the exact same clay that I have, but it took me a while to mix this, and um, that's just something that you're going to want to consider. Like it's going to be hard work to mix it, and I suggest that you do mix it because your colors are going to look way better than just like the original colors that they give you in the package. And so you can see that I'm like already 3 minutes of mixing this. I'm just going to really fast forward this. Um, and yep, I'm still mixing it to get this like dark green color that I really wanted. And I also didn't want like, it to be like the marbly effect. I wanted it to be full green. And so I just took my clay, I um, kind of rolled it into a long coil, and then I was just using different tools to try to get the lines within my cactus. So I think I used the paintbrush. I end up using some different tools, but um, basically what I'm trying to explain is this, like, it should be kind of a slow process for you guys. Try to get creative with how you're imprinting and making your things look realistic, or if it's abstract, that's fine too. I end up taking a wire and lightly pressing it into my clay to make those um, effects. I also ended up realizing that like I'm going to be pressing this onto my container, and mine stuck perfectly fine to this terracotta pot, but depending on what you chose, you want to make sure that your clay is going to be able to stick to it. I tested around with like a couple different materials and they stuck fine, but just that's something you want to be aware of. But anyways, um, I had put my lines and designs in it, but you can also do that once it's already stuck to the pot, because I did kind of mess it up once I pressed it on. So I think I wish I waited until afterwards. Um, Here I'm just attaching like a little arm of my cactus using that slipping and scoring, or not slipping, just scoring, and then kind of blending it together. Sorry, it's really out of the camera sight, but I'm just gonna fast forward this because it's just me sculpting forever. Um, and again, like obviously your process is not going to be exactly the same, but I just want to show you kind of like how much work you should be doing in this first kind of go of it. And so I'm just pressing it onto my terracotta pot, and you can see some of my lines are getting a little bit messed up, so I will go back with my um, wire and imprint it more. So depending on what you are doing for your project, you might need to go back and kind of fix it up and take your time. Like maybe you work on like 10 minutes of it one day, and then you go back and you add a little bit more detail. This is why this first step of the project, I don't want you to do too much. And I know some of you guys are really into art and you do like do this work right away, but there's other students in the class who art isn't necessarily like their main priority, which I totally get. You have a lot of other work going on and it's hard to kind of to manage your time, so that's why I'm breaking it into smaller sections. Um, but so at the end of, ooh, it's frozen. Hold on a second, what's going on? Oh no, my computer. Oh boy. Sorry, a little technical difficulties. I'm probably not going to edit this out, but I'm going to probably end this video, but just for this week, you should be kind of creating two things to attach to your container, whatever you're upcycling. You should be putting a lot of effort into the detail of it. And yeah, so take your time. Again, this is not going to be a rushed project. I want you to slowly work at it over the course of 4 weeks. So one part per week. Um, Post a picture to let me see how it's coming out. Feel free to email me with any questions that you have or any issues you're having. And yeah, I'm going to keep this video short. All right, bye. Chat with you guys next time.